What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomber's in the building, and I'm sure a lot of y'all remember, just about 2 weeks ago, we couldn't get any information on AEW Fight Forever. Now we're being overwhelmed with it, and I'm not complaining. I wanted to talk about the career mode today, but what we have kind of leads to more questions than we have answers, so we're going to save that for a later date. What I want to talk about today is this DLC roadmap that actually came out. This information was captured directly from the Nintendo Switch, and if we look at the contents and the dates on this roadmap, it tells us what we can expect when it comes to DLC packs in the future and when they will be released. And the last thing I want to talk about is this base roster, because the amount of spots we have left might just surprise you. So let's get into it. But first, if you're excited with everything we've seen from AEW Fight Forever so far, drop a like on this video. And we are almost at 8,000 subscribers. If we can hit 10,000 subscribers before August, the day we hit 10,000, I'm giving away an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. Let's get to that.
Run, boy, they coming on.
Before we get into it, shout out to Lanky595 for sending me this on Twitter. Now, what we have here is a screen cap directly from the Nintendo store, and it's telling us everything about the DLC in this game. First up, we see the pre-order, so we know you can pre-order the game, and if you do that, you get Matt Hardy as a pre-order bonus. Planned release date, June 29, 2023, so that makes a lot of sense. But here's where it gets interesting. The AEW Fight Forever FTR Revival Pack is also available on June 29th of 2023 for $10.79. I'm not sure what that is in US, but FTR is ready to be in this game. But instead of just putting them in the game, the base game we have to buy, you have to purchase them as DLC. Now, that's one thing I don't like, because if you remember the whole crazy thing that happened with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, all of the DLC was on the disc already, but you had to pay to unlock it. And I see this as the same type of thing. This game already has a small roster. They're holding 2 wrestlers back, and we got to pay for them separately. So, I really don't like those DLC practices ever since that Street Fighter situation. So, that kind of throws me off a bit. But after the FTR pack, we have AEW Fight Forever Limitless Bunny Bundle. Now, this is a strange DLC pack. They put Keith Lee with the bunny. So, this could mean something, and we'll get to that a bit later. But, yeah. The planned release date for this one is June 25th of 2023. The last DLC pack that we have information on right now is the AEW Fight Forever Hookhausen Very Handsome pack. This one's released on August 22nd of 2023. Now, in this one, we get Hook and Danhausen, as y'all already know. But one thing I find interesting here is, again, we know Matt Hardy is pre-order bonus, which that's fine because a lot of companies do that. They want you to pre-order the game. They want to give you some incentive, so that's understandable. FTR is going to be released in June. Keith Lee released in July. Hook and Danhausen released in August. So what it looks like is we're going to be getting 2 wrestlers every month added to the game as DLC. So if you don't plan on getting the season pass in this game, but you want to have every wrestler, I'd say expect to spend about $10 per month on DLC. Now, I don't know how it's going to work when they actually start dropping matches as DLC, because will those be free updates, or will we have to buy those as well? If we do have to buy them, what if I want to play online with somebody in a cage match, but they didn't buy the cage match? If I choose the cage match online, am I only limited to people who have the cage match available to play with, or will they be able to play with me since I actually purchased it? So that's going to be interesting to see as this game moves forward and we get different features like that in it. So that's everything we know right now when it comes to DLC. But this information leads us to a bigger question. With us knowing who's going to be in these DLC packs up until at least August 22nd, who's going to miss the base roster? Let's see who's been confirmed so far. So this is the roster page we've been building since we started getting all of this information. And as y'all may noticed, there might only be 2 spots left, so somebody's getting left out. Let's go over the new reveals, the new confirmations, and then we'll talk about who should take these last 2 spots. We'll start off with Owen Hart. Now, Fightful reported last year that Owen Hart would be round 1 DLC. Looking at that DLC chart, Owen Hart is not there, so that pretty much confirms that he is going to be on the base roster. And by the time y'all see this, There might even be some information floating around on him, probably even some gameplay. Let's get to that. Behind Owen Hart, we had confirmation of Lance Archer. Now, he was on the achievements list, so we had an idea that he would be in the game, but now we do have gameplay footage out there for him. A lot of people were clamoring to get him in the game. I'm glad he made it in. But my favorite reveal that we've had so far, Malachi Black. I thought he wasn't going to make it in. It shocked me when I saw him on that career mode character select screen. People were asking me who my main would be. I said Cody Rhodes, but I think we may be going Malachi Black. I think we may be going Malachi Black and Jade Cargill. We'll have to see. We haven't seen his in-game model yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to pull it off. You can't miss Malachi Black. You just can't do it. Now, another one who shocked me was Andrade El Idolo. He hasn't been on AEW TV much. I think he's been causing some problems backstage too. I know him and Sammy Guevara got in fights and stuff. Apparently he's coming back for Collision, so shout out to him for making it in. Next up, we got kind of a strange one. Now, I do like John Silver, especially, his stuff on Being the Elite, but the fact that John Silver is in, Evil Uno is not in, Alex Reynolds is not in, Stu Grayson is not in. What was the other guy? 10 is not in. Alan Angels is not in. Just one member from Dark Order made it into this game, and that's John Silver. Now, he's a great wrestler. I'm not going to take that away from him, especially when him and Alex Reynolds are in there together. Same with Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. They're great together as well, but they only put one member of the Dark Order in here, and Evil Uno is the one pushing the game. That's kind of dirty business. I don't know. And a lot of people were saying, I don't know if Evil Uno's in the game or not. They confirmed he was not in there, and guess what he did today on Twitter? Evil Uno confirmed he's not in the game. So, I hate to see it, man. I hate to see it. I mean, it's kind of a crazy decision, but let's keep it moving. We got Luchasaurus. Now, Luchasaurus is another one I did not think would make it in because right now they do have some lawsuits going on behind his mask, but it looks like they secured whatever they needed to do and they got him in the game. And he's another one I'm glad to see in the game because Luchasaurus is a great character, and I think he's a video game character, so good to see that as well. So Brian Cage was also confirmed. A lot of people may have missed this, but there was kind of like a vision board where they had different wrestlers in the game, and Brian Cage was on that vision board. So Brian Cage in the game as well. Next, we got Jeff Hardy, and this is the wrestler they absolutely needed to get in this game. If they didn't get anybody else on this roster, you got to get Jeff Hardy on there. One of the biggest names they have and one of the biggest video game wrestlers in the world. I'd say maybe Ricochet's the only wrestler who can actually take his spot today as that video game wrestler, but we see what's going on with him. We'll just leave that there. Now the next one is strange. While we got so many wrestlers missing on this roster, Aubrey Edwards has been confirmed to be a playable character. Now, it was kind of easy because she is a ref, so I guess you could just take that model and throw it in as a playable character, give her a moveset, and then voila, it works. So, you know what? She's like the most popular wrestler in AEW. She's a day one, so I'm not mad about her being in the game. Again, she would have been in regardless as a ref, so that's just taking her model, putting it in there. So, she worked on the game as well, so it's good to see her in there. Shout out to Aubrey Edwards. Next up, we got Ruby Soho. There was actually a picture shown of Ruby Soho, so we know for sure she's in the game. And the last fairly new confirmation we have is Riho. Now, you had to get Riho in here as well. She's your first AEW Women's Champion, and if you're going to have Yuka Sakazaki in, you got to lock Riho in as well. I don't know why they haven't showcased her again, because she is one of the bigger stars, even though she's not in there. For whatever reason, when she comes out, people took to her, and they love her. So, glad they locked Riho in as well. Now, another pair of wrestlers who were confirmed. Now, we didn't see them before. We did see them in the achievements list, but now we know for sure Trent Beretta and Chucky T will be in this game. That's it. That's everybody we got on the roster right now, y'all. It looks like there's 2 spots left. Now, who should these 2 spots go to? There's a few wrestlers that you need to get in this game. I think there's 3 more that absolutely have to land when this game drops. The first one is Wardlow. I think Wardlow's been in AEW since day 1, if I'm not mistaken. And we got to get Ponytail Wardlow in. Y'all, I got to put an emphasis on that. We don't need haircut Wardlow with the powers going. We need Samson Ponytail Wardlow. And I don't see how he can miss it again, because he's been in here for a long time, tagging along with Maxwell, Jacob Freeman. So I don't see how they can look past him. Another one we need to see is Will Hobbs. You can't leave Will Hobbs off the base roster. Especially with Hook being DLC. You got Ricky Starks in here. I mean, it's Team Taz, right? How can you leave off just Will Hobbs? I think he has the most potential, really, out of all of them, if you ask me. I don't know why the TNT title run was so short, but last but not least, and I think this wrestler is probably more important than even Will Hobbs and Wardlow. You cannot release this game without Toni Storm. One, she's a bad one. Let's get to that. But she's your new women's champion again, two-time women's champion. She came in the same month as Jeff Hardy. So if they went out of their way to get Jeff Hardy in, she's been a big star since she debuted in AEW. So you got to get Toni Storm in here as well. Now, we got 50 spots on this roster board, and they said they would have around 50 wrestlers. So it's possible we may get just over 50, but it's also possible we may get just under 50. Maybe we already know the full roster. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But let's say there is 2 spots left. That would bring us to 50. Who do y'all think should occupy these 2 spaces? Let me know in the comment section. If you ask me and there was only 2 spots, I'm going Will Hobbs and I'm going Toni Storm. Fun fact, Kenny Baum was in the building when Toni Storm debuted in AEW. That's it, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, smash that subscribe button. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.